Good, YouTube? It's J.O. back in the fucking building, you hear me? And we finna fuck with the field, you hear me? It's about the little car, this Mercedes. We in the Benz, you hear me? I don't know if y'all can see, but it say 96 degrees outside. It's the summer. These summer sessions, man, they teach a lot of grit, a lot of, you know, working the heat, all that. These summer sessions. So we about to get it in though. We got about 3 water bottles in my book sack. It's gonna be a nice and sweaty one. But I'm gonna be able to get warm real quick. So I ain't finna be out here too long. Probably about 45 minutes. And we finna get to the video. Now, before we even get into it, I wanna let y'all know it's gonna be 4 routines. Doing these 4 routines will immediately, like if you do these four routines, you're gonna be a better player, all right? So, let's get into the video. All right, y'all, we at the field, as y'all boys can see. This will make everything happen at. Got the little drill bag, got my speaker. But the first routine is, you gotta have a field routine. And what I mean by field routine is, I mean that going to the field gotta be something you do on schedule. Like, you know, I know I gotta hit the field at least 3 times this week, or I know I gotta hit the field 2 times out the week, right? Just as you'll go do anything that realistically help you to get where you want to get, the field is one of the most serious things you could do. Rather you play D-line, rather you play O-line, safety, just actually working on your technique, working on controlling your body, how your body moves, footwork, agility, whatever that might be. It's so much stuff to work on, pad level, whatever you got to do. That shit start at the field. Like, that's why I'm at the field right now. Y'all see, that shit start at the field. Like, you can lift as much weights as you want to lift. If you're not at the field, your weight lifting not gonna translate. That shit gotta translate. You can watch as much film as you want to watch. If you're not truly at the field, that shit not gonna translate. You feel me? But we finna go into the locker room. I'm gonna show y'all boys how the locker room look. We just got a newer, I guess you could call it, remodeled our locker room over here. So I'm finna show y'all boys what it's hitting for. All right, y'all. Here we go. I just went in there. Hope y'all seen that little clip of what it looked like. Little quick clip. You know what I'm saying? Not bad. Better than what it was, you hear me? So we just got that remodeled. It did it pretty quickly. But we got my cleats. Y'all see this smell-proof bag? Shout out to Salt Athletics. They sent me this for free to endorse or whatever. I've been using it. It's a nice little cleat carry bag. You know, whatever your go-to cleats is for the field and working out, you just have them in there. I put my gloves under my cleats in there too. So shout out and use code Channel9 if you really want to get, I believe it's 20% off you'll get on this bag if you use code Channel9. It's smell proof, so if you got some cleats that, you know, you get real, you know, it's raining or whatever, you know how bad cleat smells can get. It's smell proof, so you can still keep this in the whip. The whip ain't gonna stink. You still keep this in the crib, in the room, the dorm, wherever you at. It ain't gonna stink, you hear me? So let's get back to the video. The number 2 thing that you should have a routine in, if you're really serious about playing Division I football or really serious about improving your game, is the weight room. So we just talked about the field and all the things that can do for your game, working on your technique, working on whatever it is. The weight room translates when you have the proper technique that comes from the field. See, so many people got the game fucked up, you hear me? They think it's only a straight weight room and that's gonna translate. I was one of those people before, so that's why I can talk about these type of people, you hear me? Look how beautiful this looks, y'all. Just walking out here. I done this so many times. It's so hot out here, but the hot days, the ones that they hit a little harder, you know what I'm saying? You gotta grind and grit, so we're gonna walk all the way around this since I'm talking to y'all, but if you just lifting weights, it get to a point where you more so training to be a bodybuilder than you is to be a football player. What I'm saying is whatever you do at the field, however hard you go at the weight room, that's how hard, if not harder, you gotta go at the field, you hear me? Because if not, you're really training for another sport. You feel me? At the end of the day, I could power clean 4 or 5, that's gonna translate, right? But if I ain't tackling with the right technique, you're not gonna see that on the field, right? You don't wanna just be a big, strong guy and not a good at football guy, right? I need to be big and strong within the premises of the game. We all know people who don't lift weights good, but they one of the hardest hitters on the field. Because you got to understand how to really move out here on this level and out here on the football field at this level. So that's the second thing I could really say. You got to have a routine. And when I say routine, is you got to be comfortable. When I go to the gym, I understand it. I understand what I want to work on today. Same with the field. I go to the field, okay, I can feel it out. My body feel like this. I can go up the tempo. I'm gonna work pass coverage. I'm gonna work, you know, block destruction. Or I'm gonna work strictly field conditioning, bounds, whatever you finna do. Like, you see what I'm saying? Having a routine. I'm gonna see y'all boys with the number 3 thing shortly. Let me warm up out here for a little bit. Let me get a little sweat going. Let me, you know, take my shirt off. Let me get a little feel for it, and I'm gonna be back with y'all boys. All right, as y'all boys can see, you heard me? We ain't got a little sweat going. I ain't do nothing but no ladder drills, but check this out. The number 3 thing you could do after you lifting weights, you at the field, you putting them two together, you making it translate, right? And that is recover. Nutrition and recovery, you hear me? Like, you see my body, you see my physique, I usually stay lean year round, you hear me? Everybody don't have to do that. Everybody not gonna play lean, especially if you playing D-line. Most linebackers don't play this lean. Nutrition is important. Recovery is important. They go hand in hand. I could have attached recovery to weightlifting because some people look at that as that same type of, you know, commodity. But no, nutrition and recovery go together. If you can't eat right and put the right shit in your body, you're not gonna be able to recover, even if you're doing and taking the right recovery measures. What I'm talking about making sure you usually got a gallon of water you're drinking a day. Everybody can't do that. Some days you're gonna get half a gallon, 3/4 of a gallon. But if you every day putting in that work to try to get a gallon a day, you're gonna be on the right track. It's gonna get easier and easier. What else I'm talking about? Stretch routine. That all go into that. So recovery has to be a routine. You should have a stretch routine that you do. Like, if you really serious about being an athlete, you gotta understand what weaknesses in your body, what muscles are naturally more tight than others. We all build different. For instance, my hamstrings, I know that they tight. I know that they naturally tight. So out of every muscle, I stretch them more than anything. I'm an athlete. I just had a hip surgery like 2 years ago. So hips gonna always have to be stretched. I know that at least once a week, I gotta really work on hip mobility and ankle mobility because I haven't had that in the past. Being an athlete and being better at this shit is knowing your body. So if you always tweaking your hamstring, or you done tweak your hamstring 2 times, 3 times, been the same one, or the other one overcompensating, so now you got 2 bad ones, and you not, when you healthy, you not babying them, stretching them more than anything else, man, you should roll out before you do anything. You should stretch before you do anything. That's nutrition. That's recovery. If you're not hydrated, you're going to tweak more muscles and tear more tendons because your body not hydrated. If you're not eating right, if you're not putting food in your body, you're not eating at all, first of all, it's going to be hard to play college football, period. Fuck talking about D1, D2, D3, JUCO, whatever. If you're not hydrating, doing all this stuff, you ain't taking this shit serious. So that's number 3. Hydration, nutrition, recovery, all them things in one. Like when I leave here, when I'm done, I'm finna stretch. Like, it's no such thing. Like, your body gotta be loose. Your muscles gotta be ready to fire off. Now I'm finna go finish and get more into my workout. I'm gonna come to y'all boys with the 4th thing that'll instantly help you improve your game. Brings us to our 4th point, all right? Now this, when I say this, this is so much more wide spectacle than you may first think when you hear it. And the 4th thing is film study, right? You probably saying, what if I'm not, what if I don't have no film to study yet? What if we're not in season? What if I don't have my opponent yet? Film study is not just watching your tape, right? Or watching your opponent's tape. Film study is watching the guys that do the sport you do and see how they do it. For instance, I'm a 6'1" linebacker. I'm watching Roquan Smith. I'm watching Devin White. I'm watching Matt Milano. I'm watching these 6'1" body linebackers. I'm about 225. I'm watching how these other 6'1", 230-pound linebackers move, how they get off blocks, the ways they use. I can't use what Fred Warner used. I'm not as tall as Fred Warner. Fred Warner 6'4", 6'3". I can't be that style linebacker. That's just not my body type. But I can still take something from somebody else. You see what I'm saying? That's a part of film study. Film study is watching the game. Film study is watching other people in your area. One thing about me is you can have respect for yourself as a player and take something from somebody else's game. You can be a college player and see something that a high school player do and take something from his game. If you're really trying to get better and you really truly a student of the game, you're not ever above nobody when it comes to something that might get you better, right? So you got to get out that mindset, like film study, like whatever you can, you know. I'm not saying you have to watch football all the time, but if I'm watching a game, I'm watching how these linebackers getting off blocks. I'm going to watch, you know, linebackers with my similar size, my similar athleticism. Like, I got a whole linebacker book called Complete Linebacker. I'm going to put it on the screen somewhere, y'all. I tell you no lies. I read it. Even if it's just a chapter a day, I'm reading it right now. What it does is it helps me to understand the game a little bit more from a coaching perspective, talk football more, understand football wide scheme more, because at the end of the day, football really is X's and O's, but athletes being on the field to do that. If you could somehow understand your game and what the coaches want you to do from a deeper perspective, and you can be almost like a coach on the field, you taking your game to a whole nother level. What's up with y'all boys, man? And shit. So I'm here editing a video and y'all boys see me. I'm rocking out over here, you hear me? Man. I just wanted to put this in the video to show y'all, like, man, have fun with this shit. Going to the field should just be, it should be a good part of your day. It shouldn't be a, oh, I gotta do this. But like, it should be a, man, I get to go to the field, finna turn up. You feel me? Like, you see me, I'm grooving, I'm playing that young boy. I'm the only person at the field. This really like my safe haven, you hear me? Like, I get to be myself. And then look, check this out. Line up and I'm finna get right into the rep. You know what I'm saying? Getting better with it. We finna go backwards, T-step 90 degrees, get into that break. You feel me? We're gonna line up again. We're gonna do it again. And also, before this video ends, the real reason I wanted to get back on this mic was to tell y'all boys, I forgot one thing to tell y'all. If you really want to get better at football, and if you really love this shit and really want to take this shit serious, you got to walk with God with this. Like, that's how it is for me. I walk with God. I try to talk to God before every workout, whether it's me going to the field, me a real football practice, a weightlifting session. Like, I just walk with God. And so at the end of the day, if it's in God's will for me to make it to the NFL, it's in his will. And if it's not, that's not what he wants from me. But that's it. I hope y'all boys enjoyed the video. I hope y'all boys got better from this video. It's been your boy J.O. I'm out this bitch, you hear me?